Hi guys, it's Brookson. Hello, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back if you've been here before. So guys, I figured I was doing some other celebrity crush videos and I realized I went through my book and was like, okay, I realized what videos didn't I make already, and I was like, oh, I didn't do one for Van Hansen, and I realized that I had one for Isaac and I didn't make one for Taylor or Zach yet. So I figured today we'll do a celebrity crush. Taylor Hanson. If you guys don't know who Hanson is, let me explain to you millennials. They were a millennial band. I would say they're similar in the fact that they're a band of three brothers made up of Isaac, Taylor, and Zach. And they're very similar to the Jonas Brothers, is how I explain them to people who don't know who they are. They're very similar to the Jonas Brothers, where they're three brothers, except their band is just called Hanson. I'll do a whole video separate on Hanson as a band. This is just about Taylor. Taylor at one point was my favorite of the Hansons, and then it was Zach. And then I really didn't have a favorite. So Taylor Hanson was born March 14th, 1983 in Oklahoma as Jordan Taylor Hanson. So Taylor is, by the way, most of the Hanson men in their family go by their middle name, except for Zach. And they do have a younger brother, so I don't know if he goes by his middle name or not. There's a little younger brother named Joshua. I don't know if Josh goes by his middle name or not, but he's not famous, so okay. Actually, I looked it up. I'm actually closest in age to Josh, which is pretty cool. Anyway, guys, so they are one of 7 children. Their parents had them 3 in a row, and then a girl, and some other kids had a little girl at the end. So there's a lot of similarities between Joe Jonas and Taylor Hanson, but I'll get into that in another video. Anyway, guys, I was a little too young for the Hanson craze when it first came out. I was like 6. So I kind of lightly remember them from that era, but not too much, as if I would have had a sister or a sibling that liked boys, I think I would have known who they were. But since the sibling I had likes women, I had a brother who liked girls, and that's no slam to anybody, I could say too. If I had a sibling who liked boys, I think I would have known who Hanson was sooner. But since that wasn't the case, I think that could be because I heard of Hanson a little bit, but they went right over my head pretty much. Not until I was like 16 and I was sitting in my mom's doctor's office, and it's weird because my sister-in-law had brought up, I like the Jonas Brothers, by the way, guys. I was the Jonas Brothers' biggest fan girl. And my sister-in-law said, there's a band similar to them called Hanson. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. But never brought it up again, never brought it up again. And then I found an article about them in the magazine, went, that's Hanson? They're gorgeous. And I started being like, in fact, no. Guys, I fangirled pretty hard over Taylor Hanson, I'm going to admit. I even had the tail in the back of my head like he had when his young years. I had that as well. It's just that long piece of hair, that one long string of hair from a couple of pieces of hair. It's just, guys, hair falls out, so pieces would fall out of it, and it would come to be short the rest of my hair. So my recommendation is, if you're gonna grow a tail, I'll do a whole video on tails. By the way, I call it a tail. It's called a rat tail, but I call it a tail. I recommend keeping it the same length as the rest of your hair. My tail isn't in at the moment. I haven't worn my tail in for many years. I bleached it and dyed all different colors. Anyway, guys, that's what I did, to express my love for Taylor Hanson. I grew my hair up to have a tail, and then no. Anyway, guys, Taylor Hanson is pretty cool. I think he does a lot of education purposes for people with different diseases and different disorders and stuff. And I think that is so cool that he does a lot of work for women with HIV and AIDS so they can have a healthy baby. He explains it better than I do. And I just think it is so cool that he has all these charities that he helps do, and I just think it's so cool. Taylor has 7 children himself, just like his parents. Which is like so cool, guys. I wish, honestly, I could have been in a family like that. I grew up with a brother, and I had an older brother and sister, but I didn't know them. I didn't get to know my brother until I was an adult, and he's ultimately my father. So I think that is so cool to have 7 children, Hanson and one. They all have a lot of kids, I think. To have 7 children grow up in the same house together, that is so cool. Now, I'm the last of the Hansons, as in Taylor Hanson's siblings was born. They were pretty big. So, but guys, it's still, they had 6 other siblings to take care, to love, and to be there. I think that is so cool, guys. That's why I originally wanted to have a lot of kids myself, because I know what it's like basically being an only child. It's a pretty boring life, I'll be honest. I'm basically an only child because, there's so much time between me and my siblings. I'm basically an only child. Most people actually assume that I am an only child. So when I tell them, I was just talking to my friend earlier, and I was like, well, I haven't heard from my brother. He lives down south, and he's older, so you have more one brother. I was like, I didn't even know that. Oh, I was like, yeah. And I fangirled hard over Taylor Hanson. I had him on my binder in high school. I had him on my locker. I did that with all the Hansons. My binder in school had Hanson on it, guys. I was a big Hanson fangirl. I did want to go to a few of their concerts. I was never able to go. Life just got in the way. I think one time they were close to being in town. I was sick, so I could not go. But Hanson does remind me of Jonas Brothers. My favorite song from them is This Time Around, and Love Song are my favorite 2 Hanson songs. And Bop, of course, are my 3 favorite Hanson songs. I enjoy Hanson even as an adult. I still enjoy them. I still listen to them from time to time, and I like to play Hanson and walk around the house just playing the music, and people are like, oh, my family always like, oh my goodness, like, we didn't know you even liked Hanson, and other ones were, my family, but kid, that's all Brookston used to talk about as a teenager. I'm like, yeah, because I love the Hansons. Anyway, guys, so Taylor, he's in the middle of the 3 of them. I was surprised when I first found his real name was Jordan. I was like, what? That's so cool. I've known as many Jordans to be girls as is boys. I think it's cool. Like, so what, he has 2 unisex names. Who cares? Because there could be a girl named Jordan Taylor. Who cares? The only downside of Taylor versus Zach versus Isaac when I was real young is that most of my peers knew that Isaac was a man. I had the short blonde hair too at one point, just like Taylor. I even went as Taylor Hanson one year for Halloween because I had the short hair. I had the rat tail, and I was standing there in a Harry Potter costume, and I was singing Bop, and people were looking at me like, what are you supposed to be? I'm like, Taylor Hanson? And they were like from Hanson, and they were like, oh. One person actually even knew who it was. One dad, one Halloween, was like, I know who you're talking about. I know exactly. Oh, that's what you're supposed to be. Wasn't sure. This is my natural hair, so the tail's real. I've been told that I do look similar to Taylor. Personally, I take it as a compliment. I don't see it. I see young Taylor, definitely young Taylor next to young Borkson. And I'm sorry, I don't see it. I don't see it. But I've been told that yeah, I guess it's odd that he's the one out of the 3 that you like, because you kind of look a little bit like him, and I'm like, I kind of took it as an insult at first. I don't think it was meant to be, though, because I had the short bob blonde hair. When I see Taylor Hanson and my hair was similar, some people thought he was a girl. I will admit, I think my parents thought he was a girl. Actually, I know for a fact that my mom thought he was a girl, because she had seen the picture in my phone, she'd seen the picture in my purse, and was like, we need to have a serious talk. And I was like, about what? Like, cause I thought I was in trouble for something. I'm like, what could I have done, guys? I never leave my bedroom like I don't nowadays. Like, what could I have done to be in trouble for? And Mom was like, look, I found this picture in your purse. Is it yours? And I was like, first off, what are you doing going through my purse? All right. And Mom was like, who is she? And do you like her? And I was like, I'm real confused because I'm like, honestly, guys, I usually don't like to talk about people's business and about my preference. If you guys will notice in my videos, I like men. I make videos about me having crushes on just about every actor and every celebrity male coming. I don't personally am not attracted to women, but I don't judge others who are. That's cool. I feel like if women are attracted to each other, who gives a crap? You go right ahead and be you. I personally am not, but that's just my personal thing. And I kept being asked if Taylor Hanson was a woman, if he was a girl, if I was attracted to him, and it made me really, I'll say, guys, it really made me annoyed because a lot of people were assuming that I liked women because of Taylor Hanson. People thought I liked girls because I liked Taylor Hanson. I had to keep saying to boy, he's a guy. So that's why I had no choice. I had to have older pictures of Taylor where he definitely looked masculine. This is nothing against Taylor. It still bothers me to this day because I was teased so relentlessly. And it's a sin, guys. It is. And until a boy in my class said, who is she? You seen them look at her videos last. That's a guy. He said, oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't want to do anything. I said, actually makes it a lot better. I said, my family thought he was a girl too. And they've been basically making me feel worse about it, trying to make me feel better. Anyway, guys, so yeah, I am still Taylor Hanson's probably biggest fangirl. But do I prefer the adult version of Taylor? Yes, I do. A 34-year-old woman in me loves how he looks very masculine these days. So I can have a poster of Taylor up, and I don't have to have my gender or sexuality questioned constantly because of it. And first off, let me just tell you guys straight from the door, if anyone's questioning your gender or sexuality, you need to tell them where the door is firstly and tell them where to go out, because no one should be questioning you on something of that matter that is so personal, that is so. But I don't know if my mom meant it in a harsh way, but it never left my heart because it was being done for years. That's why I also have trouble making friends with females, is because people will accuse me of trying to get with my friends. Firstly, I don't give a crap anymore. I like the friends that I like, and I know what I like in a romantic way and what I don't like romantically. One thing is, Taylor Hanson nowadays is still my ideal cup tea, blonde-haired, blue-eyed. But actually nowadays, I actually like dark-haired men. Okay, guys, remember to comment, like, share, subscribe. Turn that bell for post notifications. Remember, I don't just do celebrity crushes. I do hair, makeup, nails, dolls, stuffed animals, action figures, men talk, celebrity crushes like this, character crushes. But to say, guys, I like to be kind of transparent with you guys. That is where I think my phobia and my people think that, oh, weird, people think that it comes from this particular crush. And there were a few others men that I like to look very feminine looking, that got me teased. And I was teased over Taylor Hanson. I will tell you guys, I have been bullied and harassed over Taylor Hanson because I look like him, because he looks like a girl. First off, I never thought Taylor Hanson looked like a girl. I don't know where that theory is coming from, because I thought he looked very masculine and very hot. But remember, I was 16 when I first discovered Taylor, and I thought he looked like a boy. I don't understand why everyone kept thinking he looked like a girl. But anyway, guys, I'll end this video on a positive note. Don't judge a book by its cover.